Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another build. And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Today I am building, surprise, surprise, another apartment. This one is a full apartment. I just decorate the one. I leave the three blank. It's already up on the gallery for you to decorate, or just have the one. I don't know. The other three apartments have bathrooms already and kitchens and the layout already done. Wallpapers, lighting, all of it's done. You just need to put furniture in there. That is all, but I did the one so you guys can kind of get some inspiration. I should have already given the disclaimer. Any background noise you hear are my two dogs running around and playing with each other. They tend to do that only when I'm doing the voiceover. So, as some of you know, that's them. And anyway, back to the build. I guess I've been doing a lot of apartments lately. I think they're really fun to do. They're bigger builds that require a little bit more like attention to like detail, I guess. A little bit more work, but I like it. So, and this one was, I originally was going to do one house and then I thought I would do two houses. So, as you can see here, this is like the layout that I have going on, but the stairs are not going to stay. So I thought maybe the main floor there was going to be two garages, like basements, and then the main living area up on the top. I do still like that idea. I might carry out that idea still, but I had already put the stairs up and I thought that was a lot of stairs to walk up. And because garages aren't really functional in The Sims, your sim can't just walk in through the garage like how I would want them to walk in. They'd have to walk all the way up those stairs, and that's a lot of stairs. This is not what it turns out looking like once I realize I'm going to do two apartments on the bottom floor and two apartments on the top. I kind of put stairs, multiple stairs into the terrain and maneuver it that way. But yeah, this is when I realized I am definitely doing two separate apartments, or four separate apartments, sorry, two different floors. And yeah, it was a lot of messing around. I think I was probably recording for nearly 2 hours and I had to cut a lot of this video out. It was a lot of messing around with the terrain. I just think that I don't know where to even start. The terrain is so hard to use, and I think it's just because I don't use it. So I don't really know, like, I don't know much about it. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. I try, but like, this is as far as I go. I can't create something other than like this. I know I can if I want to, but just like the landscaping is just so hard. So I think I've said it before in like one of my videos, like maybe a year ago, but I would really like to start using the terrain tool a lot more. It's just really hard and it takes so much time and fiddling around with, and sometimes just like really frustrating. Sometimes you want nothing to do with it anymore. I could have stopped and done like a tiny home, but I didn't. I kept going. I kept going. But anyway, this is I do think I eventually end up cutting the terrain because I had to move the stairs around. Again, this is all just like placement furniture, but like placement stairs, placement railings. I don't end up keeping these stairs or the railings. They do all change. I just needed something like quick and easy to envision. Um, and yeah, so here I'm trying to balance everything out because I kind of want to make like this my dogs, sorry. I kind of want to make in the front here like this courtyard looking area. Sorry, I had to pause, but I'm back. Anyway, I wanted to create kind of like this courtyard in the middle area where the people from upstairs can walk downstairs and have like a little courtyard, and the people that's kind of like their front yard, the people on the main floor. But I couldn't get it to connect. I realized after fiddling around with it for a very long time, it's because the stairs. So I had to move the stairs, fix the terrain, and then I could do that. But yeah, took definitely some fiddling around. And then I realized I was like, okay, it's the stairs. So move that around. And yeah, I think we're on our way. I think I should probably cut out soon. And then you'll see what it actually ends up looking like, which is this. So even more stairs, but that's how all the tenants will be able to get into their either main floor or their top floor apartment, and then the top floor apartment can keep going, or they go to the courtyard, and the people on the main floor can go to the courtyard or into their home. But yeah, so I like the two separate sides. I think it's really, I don't know, I like it a lot. I think it's cute. I know it's funny that this lot is pretty flat. Or not this, the lot, yeah, but the surroundings of the lot are also flat, so it kind of comes out of like nowhere. I don't like know where I would have put it to make it, I don't know. And as you could see there, I was having issues with the windows. Couldn't get the windows to, like, they were doing that, and I was like, okay, it's fine, I'll make it work. But yeah, so I'm doing the back patio, and then I get really frustrated, like, thinking about it. It's already bugging me. So I realized it's actually the platform that I made at the main floor, like the bottom two apartments. They're on platforms, so I have to go in and I fix that, and then the windows work. There's no longer an issue. But yeah, I do go back to that fairly quickly. Just wanted the back to kind of make sense. My dog keeps licking his lips. It's driving me insane. But yeah, anyway. I wanted this to be a pretty modern type of like complex. I think I named it like the modern complex or something like that. Like I imagine, don't get me wrong, like this is not the most sustainable apartment, especially like the kitchen and stuff. Like I don't use like sustainable items, but I do imagine someone who created this is like a very sustainable person. Um with like that modern idea. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but I kind of had that in my mind as I was going, and surprise, surprise, not really. I fiddle around with the wallpapers too much. So I also end up cutting this out. I couldn't figure it out. I was not happy with it. All I knew is that I wanted to use those blue like bricks at the front that we got with Growing Together. I knew I wanted to use them, but what was going to go with that because they were so dark. Um, but yeah, I pretty much end up sticking with, I'm pretty sure I end up sticking with how it is. Essentially, these colors, I'm pretty sure just a little different. We're about to cut, so we'll see. But yeah, I had some different like textures and I fixed the roof. But yeah, here I am trying to fiddle around with it and nothing was working. Everything I was doing was not working. I still think it probably could have been better, but I'm not going to knock my own work. I'm proud of it. This is how I keep it in the end. And then I start doing the rocks on the side. I also cut that out because that process is like really long. It takes forever to do. So I have to do both sides. So I just show a little bit and then I cut out so you guys can just, I mean, you guys get the idea. I mean, some rocks on there and then two little side balconies for the top. I wish I could have put balconies for like the main floor apartments as well, but the rocks were there, so it didn't really work. And I did add windows, even if they're spacing like the rock essentially from like the main floor. Can't really see much out of them, but at least it's like something maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I did that, but I just thought it would be wrong to not put windows. And I didn't really realize there would not be any windows in there until like near the end. So maybe if you guys do download the build or if you're interested in it on the gallery ID is down below in the description. But maybe change the front doors to the more glass looking doors. But they all have a huge like eco lifestyle sliding doors, which does let a lot of light. So, but yeah, as you can see, we're already in. The floor plan's mostly done. I extended the base, the bottom floor because it was so narrow because originally I wanted them to be like garage basement area, but so yeah, I had to extend it and I fiddled around with the build, but the rocks are done. Everything is kind of done. So that's what the main floor looks like, the two apartments, and this is what the top two floors look like, but I will be changing the layout a little bit just because I needed to add the bathroom in there. And yeah, so just fiddling around. They're different a little bit. The one apartment has access to the balcony like right in the main living area, I think, and the other one has access to the balcony from the bedroom. So just a little different. Also because at this point I was trying to put the bathroom there and I was like, where am I going to put the kitchen? So the door just automatically to the balcony. The door just went in the bedroom, but I realized this was going to be far too small. So I maneuver and it turns out pretty well. I like challenges like this when you can't really figure out like the layout. I like it and I hate it. I At this point, I liked it, but anymore I would have been like a little bit too annoyed, only because when I have to move or extend any part of the build, I have to move the rocks. I have to fix the terrain. So that's the only hard part. So I think maybe next time what I would do is like do the terrain but not get sold on it. So I'm not going to perfect it, and then I'm going to do the house part. And then I'm going to figure out the layout and make sure I'm completely happy with the layout before I make any decisions. But that's it. So I don't know. And a part of me is already thinking about my next build. Do I want to do townhouses? Yes, I do. I do want to do townhouses. Do I also want to do a tiny house? Yeah, I do want to do a tiny house, but I do want to do townhouses more. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. But here I am just putting all the same furniture, like the same plumbing, bathroom stuff, kitchen stuff in all the apartments because I would imagine they'd be the same. So I do that, and then I thought I recorded myself putting like the layout of each individual apartment, but I did not, probably because I had to maneuver some things, so I just did that off camera. But if you're interested to see it, you will have to download it and see the layouts. But yeah, this is the one apartment that I decorate. I thought I would add some like color here. My vision for this sim is an artist sim or someone who likes to be very creative. I imagine she did that wall herself. None of the other apartments have it, but she has it. So yeah, and this is when I'm really realizing how like tight quarters this apartment actually is, and probably the other ones, well, the one next door to this won't be as like closed because the layout is different. I think the bathroom and the kitchen, no. The bathroom and the bedroom are like fairly close. And then the dining room and living room, kitchen or dining, very small dining room probably, but the kitchen and the living room are all open. So it's a bit more open. This one's probably the most closed off apartment. And then the basement, or I keep calling it the basement, but the main floor, floor number 1, those are identical. The kitchen's in the same spot, just like mirrored, I guess. But yeah, they're pretty much the same. And then no, they're not done yet. Okay. I wasn't sure if maybe they'd be done now, but and then it was a little too white for me. So I decided to add some color, and each apartment has a different color in the kitchen on the wall. Everywhere else it's just white though, except for this apartment where I did that one wall, but I could do that anywhere. Lots of shelves in here, and I don't add too much clutter to it. I already think that there is a lot. If you do place this build down, there's already like lots of rocks and gardening and stuff, so I didn't want to put too much stuff. Also, if you do download this build, please make sure you have testing cheats on, and also bb.move objects on, because the rocks, and also when I raise these things on shelves. So but yeah, mostly the rocks, because one rock out of place is infuriating. I learned the hard way today. It is awful. But yeah, pretty sure we're almost done the kitchen. Yeah. So then I had this like weird hallway. I didn't know what to add. I could have added like a little computer area, which would have been nice, but I was scared that there would be like routing issues to go to the chair. So just some bookshelves, and then this is the bedroom. Pretty basic and plain. Like maybe I don't know. I don't want to say she's like a minimalist because she has a lot in a little space, but not much going on like in this apartment. Is pretty much just pretty basic. Like yeah, for the first time, like I didn't really think like too much of a sim that would live here other than like an artistic creative sim who maybe likes science, but that's pretty much all I thought of. So just doing the outside here, and I think we're gonna hop over to the front. I think we do the front. We put some picnic tables out there, but unless it's done already, no, I can't remember where this is. I edited this like a couple hours ago, and now I'm just doing the voiceover. So I think, yeah, no, okay, we haven't done the front yet. I am just lighting up the space so it looks really welcoming. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you know what I mean by like the style of like a sustainable type home. I hope you know what I mean, but I don't know. I tried adding this bicycle, it was floating. So I didn't even want to fiddle around with it anymore. I was just excited to get the build done with after spending so long on the terrain. But yeah, adding some just plants around the place. These, I can't remember what pack those came with. I think the romantic garden stuff, those like thistle bushes, I'm obsessed with them. After today and seeing the colors that they come in, like that red and the orange, I'm probably going to use them in every single, what do you call that? Build. Every single build. Sorry, I noticed something come up that I need to edit out, and it's bugging me now. I just can't forget. So if you see something weird, that is why. It's just a little transition slide, and I don't know why that's there. I have no clue. But yeah, anyway. Here I am picking out all the plants, and I realize I can't use all these thistle bushes because they look silly. And yeah, you know what? These people get a backyard, but that's okay. It's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. I clapped my hands. I'm so sorry that was loud. Yeah, I hope you liked it. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.